we got the cast all in a specific window, and we crammed it in, and we fit everybody's schedule because that could be a nightmare scheduling alone. And it was a perfect storm, right? Alec Baldwin, for what his body of work, just to work with him and watch him do his thing was like an audience member smiling in the back at directing him. Same with Terrence and Esai and Nicky, and Michael Cero playing the Pastor Lawson. I thought he did such a great job, and I worked with him many times. We had an all-star team on this, but the DP, he also camera operated. He just has such a beautiful eye, and we were talking in prep about looks and tones and colors, and he just took it and gave me even more than what I could have expected.
Welcome back to FlavRReport. I'm Joe Winger. Today we're jumping into an interview and a conversation with filmmaker R.J. Collins. His new film coming out both in theater and on demand called Crescent City, with a heck of a cast. Alec Baldwin, Oscar nominee. Terrence Howard, Oscar nominee. Esai Morales, Nicky, Whelan. The cast goes on and on. It's a really fast movie, a fun movie, a thrilling movie. And today we had the chance to touch base with the filmmaker himself, the director, R.J. Collins. Without further ado, here's my conversation with R.J. Collins, the director of Crescent City. Congratulations, I watched it last night.
Yeah, no, it's been a labor of love, and it's been a long time coming.
It's one of my favorite kind of movies because it's twisty, it's turny, there's a lot of shocks, a lot of thrills to it. But your cast, my gosh. What was your process like building this incredible cast? 2 Oscar nominees.
Yeah, no, even the producers. There's 2 producers on the movie that are Oscar nominated winners as well, which is phenomenal. But yeah, it was like I was like, this small independent film with such Oscar buzz. No, it was great. Yeah, it was a lot of it was a combination of the producers and myself knowing the cast that really helped kind of escalate this to move fast during a SAG strike. But we got the waiver, because we were an independent company making it. So we got the cast all in a specific window, and we crammed it in, and we fit everybody's schedule because that could be a nightmare scheduling alone. And it was a perfect storm, right? And we shot it in Little Rock, Arkansas, in September of last year, and the town just fit the look and style, and it was a perfect storm.
You crammed so much production value into this movie.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure. And so question 1 is how many days was it? You made it look like a big movie.
It was really hard. But like I said, we were blessed because of the SAG strike, because a lot of the really high level crew and actors were all kind of available more than normal. So it was a collaboration of everybody coming on, and we all had to, but we had to go through the process of the application. And so we had already kind of hired a few of the cast members, okay. And we were raising the money all at the same time. And then when we finally got the waiver, we only had 2.5 weeks left to prep the film before we were shooting. So we went to Little Rock. I flew in the day we got the waiver. And I met Chris Crane, the film commissioner of Arkansas, and he was such a great guy, and what a great film community. He drove us around and found us like 5 locations almost within the first day, and he saved our butt because there were so many locations in the film, and we ended up shooting the film in about a month process, right? So it was a true 16-day shoot schedule with some second unit days. Yeah, we crammed it. We made it work. Man, I'll tell you, I didn't sleep. I worked on the weekends. I worked day and night. I lost about 10 pounds during that shoot. I had so much Nespresso coffee all the time. I should do the commercial for him. But yeah, we made it all happen within that month time. And it was a crammed shoot. And I can't even imagine if I would have had a bigger budget and more time to what it would look like. But very happy how it turned out. And the performances, the actors were, it was one of those times where everybody came on the set together and everybody collaborated. Everybody liked each other. There was no egos, none of that stuff. It was everybody just bringing their take to it. And it really showed on the screen. And Alec Baldwin, for what his body of work, just to work with him and watch him do his thing was like an audience member smiling in the back directing him. Same with Terrence and Esai and Nicky and Michael Cera playing the Pastor Lawson. I thought he did such a great job, and I worked with him many times, and a few other friends were in the film. So yeah, we had a great cast, and how it came together and the timing of shooting. I'm very happy with how it turned out.
Outstanding. Now, I definitely want to get to the cinematography in a second because it looks spectacular. But just because you mentioned all those amazing cast names, and I mean, what you helped this cast do, the tension, the moments, the explosions. I don't mean just visual explosions, I mean the performances. Is there a scene in particular when we watch it that you really want us to pay attention to, where you feel like, wow, this was better than I could possibly imagine because of the cast you had, because of what they brought to it?
Yeah, I mean, I've asked that kind of similar question to me before, and it makes me think. There's many moments that I would sit back and just go, "Wow!" I mean, I'm having the scene happen right now in front of me. Um, there's a moment where the one of the lead characters, Detective Sutter, which is Terrence Howard's character, he's sitting in the chapel and he's questioning faith, and he's having a really hard moment in that time, dealing with family and the serial killer and everything else going on at once, and the way the world is coming down on him with his PTSD from a previous case as well. And it's such a powerful moment, and it's so shot, like wide shot, beautiful, comes in close on him, and there's like the janitor comes in and has this really hard kind of heart to heart conversation. It was so moving and powerful. That was a moment that gave me the chills. I was like, it was just like one of those cinematic moments where you're just like, this will be something that I'll never forget the rest of my life.
That's beautiful.
Another great scene that we have is when all of the detectives and Captain Hal are all together, and there is an emotional moment where they find a head of a body, and all this tension breaks loose, and all the characters are going at each other, and it's just so much emotion. It was just so great to shoot it and watch it, and Nicky in the end of that scene, just her look, I had to stay on it for a second with the coverage. It was like, yes, it just all the audience is thinking it, and she is thinking the same thing. And the great thing about the film too, that we were really happy with the actors' performances and the writing, was that we just don't know who the killer is. We keep throwing left, right hooks, like nobody knows. It's curveballs. Even to the end, you don't know what gender it is, and so that was we're very happy how it turned out.
That's amazing. And let's, because you brought up the script for a second there, and we talked about the production value a moment ago, can we do a shout out to the writer and your DP and talk a little bit about that process, what it was like collaborating with them?
Yeah, Rich Ronette is a phenomenal writer. He's great. He's also a buddy of mine. We've partnered up many, many times together over the years. Got him over 10 plus years. But he's so phenomenal with his story ideas, and to tell me all the research he was doing on serial killers. And then we said we had to make this movie. And then the finished product was great. I mean, the guy, he wrote the script not knowing who he was going to choose to be the killer in the end himself, which is why it portrayed so well. Yeah, true story. He called me. He was telling me, writing it, man, but I don't know who I'm going to pick yet. It's really cool. And I was like, yes, it was great. Collaboration with the DP, Alex Salahi, phenomenal. I love when people ask about the DP, because he is the director of photography, right? I directed the performance, everything else in the storytelling, but man, he's the guy that make the visuals what it is. He found a great deal for us with the Hawk anamorphic lenses, even with all the look and everything, and our colorist was phenomenal. Our colorist has done movies like Star Wars and huge movies. So we had an all-star team on this, but the DP, he also camera operated. He just has such a beautiful eye. And we were talking in prep about, like, looks and tones and colors, and he just took it and gave me even more than what I could have expected. And he made the movie, like you said, look like it's $100 million movie, and I'll hire that guy any day. Let's put it that way.
Huge congratulations, RJ. Really enjoyed watching it. I can't wait for it to come out. I can't wait to have more people see it and hear from it. And I really appreciate your time today.